Singapore wakes up.
Wake up,
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It is our favorite time of the week. Happy at Work Thursday with the one and only Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Morning, Glenn. Good morning, FT, and good morning to all our Kiss 92 listeners out there. We have a very interesting topic this morning.
We do career planning. It's interesting because I see, and we've discussed this many times on the show, career planning, how does that sit? Why is it necessary, especially with so many young people these days going from job to job?
Yeah.
So why the career planning then?
I think one of our things we've always experienced when we talk to people on the streets, with our clients, is that we all plan for everything. Even when it's a long weekend coming up, like this long weekend, we're planning what you're going to do, where you're going to go, what you're going to spend your time on, and everything.
True.
But when it comes to their career, they don't spend enough mind space or thought about what do we want to do next, what we're going to do after the next job, what are we planning for. So that's why career planning is important, even more so now because the market is very disruptive. You have change of business models. Like for instance, FD, let me ask you, when was the last time you walked into a bank branch?
Wow. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a hell of a long time.
2 years ago, for me. 2 years ago when I lost my ATM card.
Oh, no.
So I went to the Bishan branch, of DBS there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say at least 2 years. At least 2 years.
Yeah. So you see, the consumer model, the consumer behavior, technology is changing. People don't want to go into a branch anymore. People rather do the banking online.
Exactly, it's so
Yeah.
convenient.
And I was trying to explain to my daughter, 15-year-old daughter, last week what a check was. And
wow. Yeah.
And she was rolling up her eyes, and she says, "Why not pay now?" So I said, "Okay." But the point is, the market is changing. Consumer behavior is changing. If you're working in a bank, for instance, and you're not in a branch, and you know that this is going to be might be phased out in some time or scaled down, then how do you then plan your career? Plus ChatGPT, you see how it can replace some jobs.
Yes.
So that's why we need, in this very changing environment, to have a career plan.
Is it also because maybe people don't know how to plan? Like they don't know how to set goals or milestones? Is that?
It could be. There are many reasons why people don't do their career planning. One is they don't know how to do it. Another reason could be because sometimes, and I hate to say this, sometimes it's because of complacency. Oh, the company's going to take care of me, But we all know that isn't true in today's context nowadays. So that's why we need to take charge of our own career. That's why this WSG series that we are doing now is really, really salient for all of us who want to have a more serious look at our career and how do we ensure that we have that longevity that we need in our life.
Right. Okay, let's continue this conversation on The Big Show TV. It is Thursday, the 1st of June.
Kiss 92 Day Check brought to you by Gain City's Maximum.
Yeah, so, okay, for someone, let's say, okay, for us, we're at this stage of our careers already. Do we still need to plan?
I always believe that you have to keep planning. It's an ongoing thing. Because even if you say, I'm going to retire in 5 years' time, then you're going to start thinking, what am I going to do after?
Yeah,
So it's always the next stage.
So it's the next stage. So it's not just planning about this current job. And career planning has many, many elements into it. You need to, and the big question is, what do you then plan for? When you're in school, your idea of career planning is just basically, let me get a job.
Okay.
Any job or a job in an industry which I like, hopefully. But as you get older, you become more sophisticated, you have different needs. Then you got to start thinking about, my career plan, what am I actually planning for? And that's why this morning I thought it would be nice for us to delve into some of the areas where we want to start planning for.
Absolutely.
That's interesting. So what am I actually planning for?
Not you, right? You're not talking about you.
No. I'm
Yeah,
just,
you're talking about-
someone say in their early 20s or mid 20s. What am I planning for? Because I'm looking, I'm going to be working till I'm 65 or whatever. What am I planning for?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
And that is tough, because the younger you are, the less seriously you take the situation.
Yeah.
And I think
Because you feel like there's plenty of time. If I leave this job, I'll just relax for a while, then I'll just look for something else to do. They don't really, I'm not saying all, all young
no.
people. Some people do plan, right? But I think the younger ones maybe
They have
don't quite
it's
have
a different
plan.
mindset. And as much as we talk about we don't understand the Gen Zs, for instance. They don't understand us either. And when we were their age, our bosses didn't understand us
That
either.
is true.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
right.
it's a universal thing.
That is true.
But the big question is, what do you plan for? So, for instance, what we like to look at is stages. So, if you're starting out in your career, one of the first things, if you're 20-something, you want to gain exposure and experience. You want to experiment. Which industries are good?
Right.
Which industries suit me? Which are nice?
Right.
And you're allowed to hop around. But once you get into the 30s, that's where you really have to settle down and choose one industry to be really, really deep and good at. And then when you're in the 40s, you deepen it. And, so there are different stages. But one of the things we always say that if you have to plan for, the first thing you need to plan for is what we call career longevity. Meaning that how do you actually plan for, like what you said, you're going to work till you're 65.
Yeah.
And if you're 20, that's a 45, 50 year
Yeah,
journey.
exactly. It sounds very daunting.
It is. That's why we try not to think too much about it.
I can say I planned my career quite well.
I would say,
Yeah, because like for FD it's different. FD was never a full-timer. He was always a part-timer.
Yeah.
And he's been in and out of the industry, you know what I mean? But for me, as I was telling someone the other day, this January is going to be my 30th year. 30th year of full-time
Full-time, it's crazy,
doing
right?
the same thing.
Yeah.
But on
crazy.
different stations and
And
stuff.
you love it.
But 30 years.
and you love it. It shows.
I can't believe it's been 30 years, man.
And it's not just about planning for that, because even for instance, when we talk about career longevity, we talk about if you're in a job now that requires a lot of physical work. For instance, I know this person who's a commercial diver. He's 38 and he's thinking, I can't carry on the commercial diving world anymore. Because
Exactly.
there's what do I plan for next in terms of longevity, in terms of my physical ability? Or if you're traveling 80% of the time, there's gonna come a point in time where you decide, maybe not.
Yeah.
So we need to start thinking about the longevity of the role you're in. Is it still gonna be there? Are you still gonna enjoy doing it?
Yeah.
Or how do you pivot to something more exciting, a bit different, maybe less stressful?
I think people have too many distractions these days. That's the reason why I think maybe they find it a little bit harder. Like back in the day, I mean, for people like myself, we are just focused on the same thing.
That's because that's the way we were trained. You get in there, you're with one company, you stay there, you build your career, you stay loyal, you're dedicated to that company.
Yes.
That company is going to help you grow. That company will make all your dreams come true.
And you know exactly what you want to do. So
Yeah.
I'm on the station now catering to the youth. As I grow older, I've got this next station to go to.
Yeah.
And as I grow older, I've got another station to go to.
Yeah.
And look, if that doesn't work out, what's next? I want to go into management because this is my area of specialty, that kind of thing.
Or
Exactly.
podcasting, or there's many options now, right?
Yeah.
But in the old days, when things were more stable, it was. Let's put it this way: my dad worked in Standard Chartered Bank for like 30 years.
Okay.
Had the same job. I would die of boredom if I were to do that. But that was the norm at the time. In fact,
Yeah.
in those days, you had a stable job, stable income. You were very, very. People looked up to you.
Yeah.
Wow, But today, if you stay in a company, say for like 15, 18 years, doing the same thing, people are going to say, what's happened to your career?
I think because they don't see the progression. Like you said, your dad. My father started as a clerk, right? He ended up MD
Oh, wow.
when he retired.
Oh.
And he got that not through qualifications, yeah? It was sheer experience. His experience got him his promotions. But it would happen in those days. That doesn't happen now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
different.
let's go back on the radio and talk about this. Your dad was a popular guy.
He was
He was
very,
very sociable.
Very sociable.
Knew
The right people.
Exactly.
Yes.
That always helps. Why do I love this song so much?
Great song.
Sam Smith and Normani, Dancing with a Stranger.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, if we take a look at the traffic, you've got the usual delays across the expressways. That's not going to surprise you too much. PIE towards Changi Airport, a vehicle broken down after Clementi Avenue 6. Remember, on Lornie Highway towards Queensway, we have an accident after the McRitchie Viaduct. That is definitely going to slow you down. You'll have to avoid the left lane there. That's the only way you're going to get past that one. We have the PIE towards Tuas, a vehicle broken down after Engneo Avenue. Bartley Road towards Tampines, a vehicle broken down after the Woodley underpass. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It is Happy at Work Thursday, brought to you by Workforce Singapore. And I want to say a big hello to everyone at Workforce Singapore who's tuned in right now.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So Adrian, we've been talking about this, and you know how my dad, your dad, they were in jobs from the time they left school until they retired, right? But that's not the case these days. And we're saying career planning, but a lot of people don't plan their careers. Is this because they don't understand or don't know how to set goals?
Well, as we were saying offline just now, there are many reasons why people don't plan their careers. I hate to say it, one of them is complacency, because they think things are going to be status quo, but we all know that's never true.
Yeah.
There's so many disruptive forces around. ChatGPT is going to change the landscape so much. So in the old days, companies used to manage your career, where you had HR looking after you, planning your career. Remember, right, in the old days?
Yeah.
Now they don't have time. So you have to be that's why you have to adopt a very self-driven career planning approach. And the big question also we are talking about, what do you plan for? In the old days as well, we used to plan for the 5 C's. Right, you want your car, condo, but now it's different. Now we want to plan for what we call career longevity, to make sure that you can continue working in the job that you like for as long as you want to until the day you want to retire. The other thing we want to look for as well when you're planning your career is you have to plan for employability. And this is something that the WSG especially has been talking a lot about. We need to remain employable, and being employable means having the skill sets and the experience that is in demand by the market. Because if you have skill sets and you're really good at it at, say, typewriter repair, no one's going to do it. No one's going to use your skills anymore. So you must remain employable. And that's why at a later session down the road, later in the month, we're going to talk about skills upgrading and everything. It's going to be really exciting. So you need to look at career longevity. We need to look at employability. And very importantly, career satisfaction. What are you doing? Is what you're doing something you enjoy? Like you guys, the reason why you've been in it for 30 over years
It's because we do enjoy.
We enjoy what we do.
You enjoy what you guys do, right?
Yeah.
It's not like work. Okay, a bit like work, because it is, you got to turn up in the morning, but
No, it's not work as anyone else would define it.
yeah.
It's not. So are these the goals that we should be setting?
These are some of the things we need to consider when we are planning our career. So the goals you want to set is your own goals. If you want to set a monetary goal to it, then fine. If you want to set an experience goal to it, by the time I'm this old, I want to manage a bigger team, or to manage a geography.
Right.
Or by the time I'm 50, I want to retire and be a coach. It's okay. You can set your own goals according to what you want and not according to what you think people want you to be.
What would you say to someone who is not having a good time doing what they're doing right now, and who is constantly thinking about making a move, the next move, but is afraid to do so?
I think pause and ask yourself, why are you feeling this way? What is the actual reason or reasons? What are the triggers? Something must have triggered. Maybe a new boss came in, or maybe there's a new technology coming in that you're not comfortable with. You have to find the actual source itself, and how do you then address it? Because sometimes if it's money, is it really the money? Sometimes it's so there are a lot of underlying reasons. So if you're feeling unhappy in a job right now, you need to take a pause, step back and say, okay, let's do some career planning and start planning for the longevity element. How do I stay employable, and how do I enjoy the work? And there are certain things that we want to talk about now that we got the underlying goals. What are some of the elements? We're going to go off air to talk about it now.
Okay.
Cool.
It is 8:15.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Putian. Fresh.
Yeah, because some people I talk to, right, I mean, they say, sian.
Yeah.
They're bored.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot.
And sometimes I feel so bad for them, because I realize that I think the majority of people out there, right, they're not really enjoying themselves. They're not really enjoying their jobs. They're just doing it, day in, day out because, it's their rice bowl.
Am I right to say, because I feel this, tell me if I'm wrong, right? You make your job exciting.
Easier said than done.
Sometimes you got a boss that spoils your day anyway.
Yeah, I
so I mean, but yeah, if you are bored, what can you do about it?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like to your point, then you were saying that some people we know are just not happy on the job, and sometimes it could be just a burnout situation. You've been working so hard. Sometimes the solution could be as easy as I'm going to take a 1 week vacation. I'm going to shut off my phone. I'm not going to be bothered by the people at work. So my career strategy now is for the next 1 week or 2 weeks, I'm just going to tune out, recharge, reflect, and come back refreshed.
In the real world, can you do that? I mean, switch off your phone and just, I'm going for 1 week. Really? Does that actually happen?
You can. Honestly, you can. If you insist, because your leave is your leave. It's your personal time off. Your boss should not. Okay, unless you are in a very mission critical role, then you have to. But even then, you need to take time out to step back. But ideally, you can talk to your boss and say, look, I need to cut off. Or better still, you take a vacation to some resort in some mountain where there's no Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi,
so
nothing,
they
yeah.
cannot get you on anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Antarctica's really good at that.
There should be
Sorry,
courses for bosses. I feel like this is because we speak to many people and they leave their jobs because of their bosses, and that happens all the time.
It does.
And I keep on asking the question, right? Why is this so? And then I think back over the course of the 30 years I've been in this industry.
Right.
A lot of those years where I wasn't motivated, I wasn't too happy. I mean, I did go through periods of that as well, was when my boss wasn't motivating me. Because I think it is the job of the bosses to motivate their staff as well. So in a way, they need to have this special quality in order to be a boss. Not everyone can be a boss. Not everyone is cut out to be a boss. What do you think?
I mean, some people are just in charge.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you want to.
And that's the worst thing for the workers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
because
course.
they want to look up to you and they want to hear, motivational things coming out of your mouth, But most of the time, when a boss is not trained or perhaps maybe is not cut out for that role, they end up discouraging their staff instead.
There's the old saying that people don't leave their jobs, they leave their bosses, right?
Yeah.
They quit their bosses.
Yeah.
So it's
Again,
tough.
and I've got to tell you, I've got this company, right? And I've been looking for people to take over management roles, and they're hard to find.
It's hard to find.
It's hard to find. They're great producers. They're wonderful in the role they're doing now, but can they manage people? That's
And
that's a whole different ball game,
And that's one of the things as well about career planning. It's not just about I want a better job. It's about what is a better job. Because your better job could be I want a job where the boss can teach me more things, where I can expand my skill sets and get more experiences.
Yeah.
Or maybe I want a boss who's less micromanaging. Or maybe, if I am in the stage where I want to be the boss, I want to manage people, then maybe I want to manage a bigger team. So that's why career planning is very important from the aspect of, from the point of how do I get into a better place. And the thing is, you're not going to get what you want if you don't have a career strategy, if you don't start planning. So that's why it is really important for us now, whether or not if you're feeling stressed out right now, it's a good time for you to reflect on your career planning, career strategy. Even if you're very happy right now, it's also, in fact, it's a better time for you to review your career strategy, because that's all saying, the best time to fix a roof is when it's not raining.
when it's not raining. Yeah, very true.
But how do we develop a career strategy?
I was about to say, people are hearing this and going, yeah, this is a great idea. I have this strategy for my career.
Where do we start?
What are the first three questions I'm going to ask myself?
Yeah, and that's a really good point, because it all starts with questions, not answers.
Yeah.
What are the questions? So the first thing is, is this what I really want? Can I see myself in this role for the next 5 years?
Okay.
And if the answer is no, then what form of role do I want? Is it something that's bigger? So one of the first elements of a career strategy is, do I want to accelerate? Means I want to get bigger, get promoted, or do I want to hover and deepen my skill sets right now, or do I want to maybe perhaps downshift and do something a bit lighter. Once again, it depends on your career. It depends on your career stage at the time. So this is what we call the career velocity. So when you're talking about a career strategy, the first thing is what's my velocity? And if my velocity is I want to speed up, then okay, let's look for jobs that are bigger, more exciting. But then the next question, once again, it's always about questions. What does it look like? If I want to expand my portfolio, and we're going to talk about it, I think in week 3, about career progression. And this we'll dive deeper into details about how do you progress your career, how do you get better at what you do. Okay, but suffice to say for today, it's all about having that idea of, do I want more or do I want to hover for a while I recharge and review, maybe even get my MBA, or do I want to just take a step back for now? So that one of the first things is, what's my career velocity?
Right. What else do I need to ask myself?
The second thing is, I think one of the most important things to ask yourself is, what is a better job? Because a lot of times you're motivated, I want another job, but what is a better job? And the other thing also is that, does a better job mean I need to resign and join another company? A better job could exist in your company.
Right.
A better job could be your job, but renegotiated with your bosses. Let me handle this. Let me do this. Or maybe I don't want to do this administrative piece. So what is a better job? Look at your own company, your own role right now. Can I get it? Jumping ship should not be your first your first action, course of action. Then that's why you need to sit down and start thinking about it. But it's okay if you don't have all the answers at the front end of it. It's more important that you have these questions. And I actually recommend people get a little notebook, a journal, write all these questions down. And when you're alone, by the pool, by the beach, with your kids and everything, write all these questions down. What do I want more of? What do I want less of? What's a better job? Can I see myself in this business, in this role for the next 10, 15 years? If not, then what? Write it all down and then start to reflect. The answers will come if you think about it.
So it's better to write it down, is it? Can't use my phone and just...
Well, it's the same thing. Whether you use a notebook or you use the notes on your phone, you're writing it down.
Yeah. So you can park it somewhere, and I think it's really good. It's a good start.
Okay. Let's go back on air, and I think we should definitely cover, what is a career strategy once again, for the benefit of those who are not watching us perhaps on the Big Show TV. Okay, here we go.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Alrighty, let's see what's happening on the roads. There are one or two new areas that you need to look out for. Bartley Road towards Tampines. Vehicle broken down after the Woodley underpass. That vehicle's in the left lane. PIE towards Tuas. Vehicle broken down after Eng Neo Avenue. Lots of delays across the expressways. And remember, Clemenceau Avenue towards Tank Road. Road closure after River Valley Road. Stay within the speed limit, please. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Welcome to Happy at Work Thursday, brought to you by Workforce Singapore. And we're speaking to Adrian Choo from Career Agility International, talking about developing a career strategy, coming up with a career strategy. Could you tell us a little bit more?
So a career strategy is basically a plan that you come up with regards to your own career that looks not just at your next job, but the next job after next. It's what you're going to do for the next 5, 10, even 15 years. Now, you don't have to look really that far, but the point is you need to be looking ahead, and therefore you need to... A career strategy is a useful thing to have when you're in career planning mode. And one of the elements of a career strategy is, do I want to... It's what we call a career velocity. Do you want to speed up, or do you want to hover for now? Maybe because you want to do an MBA, you want to upskill, or maybe you want to slow down because your kids are having exams, PSLE, that's quite a common thing, right? So you've got to figure out your career velocity first. And then the next thing you need to do is you need to ask yourself, I want a better job. What is a better job? Is it something that's more money?
Right.
More money means more work, more stress, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or maybe I want a job where I can have more experience, a better boss. Then you need to ask yourself, what is a better boss?
Yeah.
So we need to start asking all these questions. And if you ask yourself also, like, what do I want more of in my next job? What do I want less of? What would an ideal role look like for me based on my values? What's important to me? What I'm really good at? What I'm interested in, and also what my personality is suited for. Like for instance, if you don't like kids, I don't think you want to go and figure out a kindergarten teacher job.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So some jobs. So we need to start thinking about career strategy on that element. And one more thing also we need to note, if you're thinking of moving a role, or as we were saying off air just now, if you want a better job, and if when you have defined a better job, it may not be a job that's outside your company. So you don't have to quit your job. It could be another role in your organization. It could be an expanded or a reduced role. If you just have a conversation with your boss as well. So all this comes in under the umbrella of career planning. And I think the moment we start thinking about that, it's going to be really, really powerful questions to ask ourselves and how to bring ourselves forward.
Yeah.
I can see this list of questions developing. I mean, even I can come up with a whole series of questions right now for myself. But we've also always been told and we've learnt nothing is set in stone. Everything is fluid.
Yeah.
Then why are you planning if everything is fluid?
True. In fact, I've had the question a lot now. The plans will get outdated by in a couple of months' time. But there are a few sayings which I really hate a lot. Okay, but true. It's the old saying about if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I know it's so corny. I know. But it's true. You need to have a plan, and even if a rough plan is still better than no plan. So if you have a rough plan, but the thing about the career strategy is this. It's not cast in stone. You're absolutely right, FD. It's something which is a living document that you revisit and you change. The strategy changes. Suddenly, there's a change in your family situation. Kids having exams. Then I need to readjust my career strategy. Or maybe an elderly family member falls ill. I need to readjust my career strategy. So it's dynamic.
Yeah,
But
right.
you must have one.
Okay, so as much as life is fluid, so is your plan.
Yes.
So is your plan.
All right. We're speaking to Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. It is Thursday, the 1st of June.
Kiss 92 Day Check brought to you by Gain City's Maximum.
So one of the other things we need to look at as well when we are talking about a career strategy is in terms of what do I, if I want to change jobs, okay, it's not about taking a dartboard and just throwing a job. What do I want to do? I want to try be a DJ. I want to try be it has to have some strategy behind that as well. So whether you want to stay in your role or whether you want to leave your role. For instance, if you're in HR, whether you want to stay in HR or leave HR. Or whether or not if you're in HR, whether you want to deepen and become a specialist. Or maybe you find that you're being too narrow. You want to generalize and pick up more skills. So the depth of your skill sets, whether you want to deepen or whether you want to widen or whether you want to do both, or whether you want to just park everything aside and take on a new skill set altogether. These elements are also very important in your career strategy because your skills is what the company is employing you for. And as a result, you need to make sure that your skills are good, up to date, and in demand.
And how focused should one have to be? For example, like you're doing a full-time job, right? But, you're doing something else outside. Let's say you're a yoga instructor outside.
Okay.
Right? And then you've got your full-time job, right? For anyone who is in two minds, right? Should I stay in this full-time job? Or maybe I should just go do yoga because I enjoy it a little bit more. Do you ever come across people in a situation like that?
We actually do. And our advice to them is, once again, we talk, as much as we talk about our career strategy, there's something I did not cover. It's called your life strategy. Your career strategy has to sit on your life strategy. And if your life strategy now is, I need to pay the bills, I need to have a savings, I need to keep the family running, then the yoga option, if it's not going to make money, it's not going to work for you. So your career strategy should sit on your life strategy. And when that happens, that's why we always ask people, when they say, I want to start a business, we always ask them, why? How? Is it going to work? Do you have the money? Do you have the drive? Do you have the family support? Okay, because I tell you, before I started Career Agility, I asked my wife first thing. I told her, look, I'm going to do the business. Okay, do I have your blessings? And she said, are you crazy? So I told her, look, if I fail, I fail fast. In 6 months, if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to move on to a real job. Okay, but
And that's a plan, right?
and
That's
that
a
was
plan.
a plan. That was my strategy then, you see. So that's why we must always have that strategy, no matter what we choose or wherever we are.
Yeah, you don't want the family to suffer, right? You know what I mean? But at the same time, it is fair to give yourself this opportunity and this chance to, give it a go.
Yeah.
And then, if it doesn't work out, as you said, in 6 months, then okay, let's go back to something more
Plan B.
stable.
More stable,
Plan B,
yeah.
Plan B.
Yeah.
So, on this show, we've always talked about that we all should have kind of a side gig or side hustle.
The
going
side
as well,
hustle,
right?
yeah.
So you never know. These things, even if the side hustle does not make you a lot of money, sometimes the side hustle gives you so much experience and energy and fun that you kind of forget about your dreary day job sometimes.
Actually, that's quite interesting because that has happened with me.
Oh, really?
With the hosting and stuff like that, right? That charges you, that makes you feel young, that gives you energy. And when I was doing a marketing job, I would go out and do that at night. And I would be completely charged coming in the morning because I'd had so much fun.
And that's an interesting point, because, and I'm making a lot of assumptions here, it's like for yourself on radio,
Yeah.
you're on a mic talking to imaginary audience, you don't get to interact with them, right? In a way.
Okay.
As opposed to being standing on a
stage. Yeah.
with 600 people,
Yeah.
laughing, making them laugh, making them joke, and you can see the response. So sometimes in your job, you may not get a particular thing that satisfies you. Does not mean you go quit your job and go and get something else. Sometimes, you when that element of it could fill that gap or that emptiness or that longing. Or, So you're right. That other element, which could be a side gig,
Yeah.
could give you that career
It
fulfillment.
charges you.
Yeah.
It charges you for your main career.
And it's fun, right? You enjoy it, right?
I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it. It supplements, which is a good thing.
It's supplements. I like the way you put it. It's
Emotionally
supplements.
and monetarily, it supplements. It's very true.
But he enjoys it.
I do.
And you
I
are
do.
great at it. I've seen you on stage many times, FT. So
Yeah. Actually, he's the best.
the
Thank
consummate
you.
showman.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Okay, stand by. Is this the last talk set on air?
Last talk.
Okay.
Okay.
One of my regrets for the year, not going for the Maroon 5 concert.
Maroon 5 concert.
Oh, man. I had something else on, you see, that's why. But I heard it was amazing.
I was there the last time they were here, like 7-8 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
They
Oh,
were
wow.
really good, but the audio was not that great for their performance.
Oh.
Yeah, but
This
it
time
was-
around, I think they were much
I heard they're a
better.
lot better, but man, they are really good.
They are
They're
awesome.
really,
They're really,
really
really good.
good.
Much prefer Maroon 5 to Coldplay. Quite
Really?
frankly.
Oh, I don't know.
I have never been a Coldplay fan.
I don't know. Coldplay's special.
Adam Levine, Chris Martin.
Coldplay
know.
tickets were sold out in like about 2 minutes.
I know,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering why. I read about it and I'm like, why? And in Malaysia, I think this whole concert, sold out thingy.
Crazy.
It went in like what, an hour?
An hour or
in
something, yeah.
Malaysia. I don't think they're coming to Singapore though.
I don't know. But, we can always hope for that. We can plan for that.
Yes.
The same way we want to plan for our careers. So, if you are, for our listeners out there, if you are in a situation where you're thinking, do I really want to do this? Am I in the right job? Instead of feeling miserable, take a step back, take a few breaths of fresh air and start saying, maybe it's time for me to review my career strategy. Maybe it's time for us to start looking at our career plan, my career plan, and where do I want to be, what do I want to do? And it's okay if you don't have all the answers right now.
Yeah.
Everything starts off with the right questions, and then you find the answers along the way. There are resources online you can do. WSG has a lot of resources as well.
And I think we need to remember, all of us, whether you're young, middle-aged, or older, things take time.
They do.
Things take time.
They do.
Don't rush it.
Yeah.
This is your career. Don't rush it.
Yes. And very importantly is when things are good, it's the time where you need to plan.
Yeah.
Like what we said earlier on, the best time to fix your roof is when it's not raining.
Yeah.
Because when it's raining, when if you've gotten retrenched, and then suddenly it's no longer about career strategy. Suddenly it's all about I need a job, and then you don't have the luxury of planning with a calm mind. And it's a different dynamics if you are coming from that different angle. So. The long weekend's coming up, and I would actually say, for our listeners out there, if you are having a short break, start thinking about the simple question starts with this: what is a better job for me? What do I want more of? What do I want less of? Is it out there? Am I being realistic? And it's not just enough to dream. You got to ask an important question next: is what steps can I take to make that dream a reality?
Yeah. Get yourself a bottle of wine. Go to East Coast Park.
Yeah.
Watch the sunrise. Ask yourselves these questions. You'll find the answers.
That's what I did on my 40th birthday.
There you go.
That's what I did, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Adrian, for joining us today. And we'd like to ask you to head to wsg.gov.sg/kiss92 to find information curated for you. Now, this page will include relevant programs and initiatives that, for those of you who are looking for jobs, could tap on, and useful articles as well as social media content that will be applicable for everyone. So once again, it's wsg.gov.sg/kiss92. Thank you very much, Adrian.
Pleasure's all mine.
Take care, Adrian.
Kiss. The Big Show. Kiss 92.
Take charge of
Alrighty, we're going to be joined by Sean.
Sean
there, he's
C.
there
is in the
already.
house.
Yay, awesome.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How are you?
Oh, man, good. It's raining outside, at least where I am.
Yeah, there was a thunderstorm.
Yeah. It's been a wet morning for sure.
Hey, last week, Sean, you had a show. I saw your Facebook post. Or was that an old show?
I think that was an old show. Yeah, probably an old show.
Because
Don't
when I
worry,
saw that,
they'll-
when I saw that on your Instagram, I was thinking like, hey, didn't we ask you like last week if there are any shows coming up? And you said no.
Yeah, I mean, those are like your regular small stuff, I mean, everyone's invited to come. I can always list down where the shows are every week, especially for comedy shows. It goes on every week.
You should,
So,
you should.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably will. After this. So anyone who wants to check out a comedy show, it happens every week, multiple times. But for the main ones, there will be one coming up probably in a few months' time. So I'll announce that in due time.
And it's this club in the East, right? You perform at.
Okay, so there's a few. All right. So the one in the East, we call it East Coast Comedy. It runs every Friday and every Saturday at Joo Chiat. So East Siders, feel free to come down, check it out. East Coast Comedy SG. And of course, there's the Lemon Stand, where headline shows happen on the weekends and open mics happen on Tuesdays. Then there's also one more on Mondays at Blue Jazz Cafe. So like I said, many shows every week.
Okay, cool. Everyone just follow Sean at Sean V Me.
Okay, so what have you got for us today, Sean?
Okay, so today I'm going to do something, and then probably if there's time, I'll teach you a version of it. Okay, so last week I remember we were doing something with like police and thief.
Yeah.
Right? Today, same concept, but different guys this time. So these jokers, okay, they're the bad guys, all right? That's why we never have them in the deck of cards. All right? We never have them in the deck of cards because, they're the bad guys. And of course, we are going to use 4 of them. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 jokers. Okie dokes. So these guys, now, 4 of them, These guys are trying to rob a department store. Okay, I'm going to put them over here for now. And this is going to represent the department store. There are 4 floors in the department store. Top floor, second floor, third floor, and the bottom floor. All right? Okay, so first joker, this guy, okay, he's going to go to the bottom floor. He's going to go to the bottom floor right there. Okay, and grab the jewelry because that's where they keep the jewelry.
Okay.
All right. Next guy, this joker right here, okay, he's gonna go to the third floor because that's where they keep the some of the cash, okay. And this next joker, he's gonna go to the second floor right there because that's where they keep their collectible playing cards. Okay. If I was him, I would go there as well.
Right.
All right. And this last joker, okay, is stationed at the top floor. to look out for the police.
Okay.
Okay, so the moment they're done, okay, he sees the police coming, he calls all his friends, and they make their escape via the top floor.
Oh, that's gross, man.
Okay,
That is good. That is good.
Wow.
all right. So that
I
is
like that one.
that is a cute little story. And now, today I'm going to teach you guys a version you can do, much simpler version than what I just did, but same story.
Okay.
So all you guys got to do is grab 4 cards. Doesn't have to be the jokers, can be any 4 cards. All right? Grab them. And what you're going to do is before you start, okay, you're going to show 4 jokers, 2, 3, 4, and you get 3 more cards, okay, at the back of the last joker.
All right.
Now,
okay.
don't let anyone see this. So you can always show it. You can always show it like this, okay, kind of like this.
Yeah.
4 jokers. Okay, you can spread it like this. 1, 2, 3, and just make sure you don't show the
Yeah.
cards behind. Okay.
Even
So you
that,
got-
that is not easy.
It's not easy. No, it's not.
Well, you can do it this way. This way. This is much easier. Just hold it, pinch it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. All right.
I'll mess it up.
So once you got these 4 with the 3 at the back, you're ready to go. Same story, you got 4 jokers, you got a building right here. Okay, first joker, take the top card, put it there. Say he's going to the bottom floor or something. Next joker, put it there. Say he's going to the second floor or something. This joker, put it there. Okay, and what you've done is you've placed the top 3 cards, which are random cards, in there. Show the last joker, put him on top. Same story, he's going to look out for the police. When the police are here, they all escape via the top.
The top.
And that is the easy way to do it, which anyone can try at home.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sean.
All right.
I love watching music. Like, being the magician is not my cup of tea.
No, but watching it is so
Yeah,
special.
yeah,
Watching
yeah,
it is
it is.
so special.
You guys make it look so easy. I'm talking
I
about you
know.
and all the other illusionists and magicians and all that. Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Brilliant
it's fun.
job. Brilliant
It's,
job.
it's fun, especially because some of the tricks take a lot of practice, but when you pull it off, that satisfaction is so
Yeah.
much.
See,
I'm
we,
sure.
we never see the practice part. But there's so much practice involved to make it look
Oh, man.
seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Okay.
that practice is so frustrating when you can't do it after the 100th try.
It's like me practicing my beatboxing. No?
Oh, that was funny yesterday, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean,
hilarious.
thank you so much for joining us, man.
All right, welcome everybody. Okay, as usual, follow me if you want to see what kind of shows are coming up next. All right, Sean V me. And for you guys, I'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Have a
good
great long weekend.
All right, have a good long weekend, everybody.
Happy
Take care.
Visa Day. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.